Hello, and welcome to another casting episode. Today I want to take a closer look on a recent 2v2 I played with my secondary account. It was Arena with me as Tetraslintic Ethiopians versus Brits, and on the other side my teammate Cisterna Chile as Khmer versus Jiva the Boys as the Burmese. So I guess you kinda can anticipate at least what the Burmese player is doing in this game. So let's hop in. First off, as you can see, Ethiopians for me is set. My map's looking quite okay. Bit of exposed gold area, but stone is safe, secondary stone, not that important for me. Berries are okay. Got a nice little gap in the back for wood if I ever need it. Sheeps are all outside but close. My teammate has also kind of good map. I would say even way better. The gold's more split off, more secure inside of a space. Really secure stone. The Burmese player has it a little bit rougher for his to be expected play. Quite exposed stone. But back gold, super safe. And the Brits player has an exposed stone and gold, but safe stone here. This gold's more or less also safe, as well as a secondary gold. Sheep's in the back, so everybody gets his sheep. Nice, quick and early. Not too much to say about good old arenas, so I will fast forward the whole Dark Age shenanigans. So the thing was, getting back to scouting, I was planning to do FC Castle Drop and Crossbow mix, or FC Castle Drop and Siege was my plan versus the Brit player. But then I thought about what to do against the Burmese. He's probably going for some kind of Arambai play. Either one castle or two castle Arambai, and I don't really have much fun playing against that. So on the spot I just decided that I will go, even if it's my, so to say, farther away enemy, or like the enemy of my teammate. I want to go Xbow Siege Tower hop into his base and try to deny him his castle play with the Arambais. And that's what I'm going for here. Just going castle. I did some misplay with my eco management for this build order. It's quite a long time since I posted my 24+2 Siege Tower Xbow hop build order, and even I couldn't really remember what the exact details for it were, so kind of improvised. The early villager on gold was, I think, the biggest mistake. He should be on food, as I don't need gold to get up to Castle Age with the Ethiopian +100/+100 bonus. But you will see later that I miss a bit of food. And I think if I had this villager getting more food in, I would have it, and then just send him to gold like around now, halfway up. So he would get enough gold so I can produce my first crossbow on the way up to castle. Then reassign more villagers to gold to keep the production going. Kind of forced to fight, but I was fuel age first, and now I get really lucky. I'm inside his base, doesn't have loom, tries to wall in his villager, but I got it in the end. Saw him on stone, but only with a few villagers, so it's likely just one castle Arambai play. So I got really confident to be able to kind of stop it. I was a bit lucky too, because I think I interrupted his gameplay that much that his castle age was quite heavily delayed. And his build order wasn't the sharpest either, I think. But overall, so far it seems like it went quite well. A bit late on the villagers, That was kind of a problem. I wanted to wait for a second spear, because I forgot I get 3 pikemen, and feared that one of them would spot my villagers without loom, going forward with a scout. Now putting down the siege workshop, and as you can see, way too late. I should put down the siege workshop the second I hit the castle age, and that quite close to my enemy, but as I went for the diagonal way for my second enemy, so to say, and was kinda late with sending the builds forward, it got delayed quite heavily. But I'm still be able to get inside before he is doing his castle. So now he's up to place his castle, and my crossbows are in. Pikemen 2 should have used the pikemen to harass the villagers, because as you can see now, those pikemen are just going outside again from this villager, and I more or less get this castle almost denied, but it will go up. I got every single villager. I think KD should be way in my favor now. Of course, we can see, if I get there anytime soon, 13 kills to 3 deaths, so I lost 2 crossbows or crossbow pike at this point, and my scout in the beginning, so 1 villager kill with my first scout, then the scout I killed, and 11 more, so I got 11 villagers he had to sacrifice for this 1 castle. So as I said in my build order video, I'm pretty sure that well executed siege tower hop with fletching crossbows, even low numbers, is more than enough to at least delay, quite possibly even stop a Arambai play. Especially 2-cast Arambai play, as it's very slow and takes time to get up. Now the communication with my teammate was, I would just keep on harassing the Arambai player. So you just do your commercial things and boom. Go for TC, boom, boom. So hard you can afford elephants, hussar, all the good stuff, siege, and then just sling me. So I can get up to a decent eco and army composition too, adding second TC now to get a bit of eco rolling. Quite a lot of mismanagement with my houses, I have to say. Also only building it with 1 villager, so delayed my army production really hard. Also a lot of micromanage here with the crossbows. The gathering point for my archer range should be inside this siege tower, so the units will automatically hop over the wall, get inside, and help me harass everything. So for now he is doing some Arambai. Not the highest numbers, no upgrades so far, except +1, and that's all he will ever get. No husbandry, no university upgrades, no bloodlines. So for now the Arambai are still quite weak individual. I have thankfully those 2 pikes, so he has to get back and micro against the pikes. Got a lot of damage in, now trying to just keep annoying. That was quite well dodged from him, so now he keeps close to snipe the mangonel, but as he did it, I could just easily snipe a lot more Arambai. So it was still worth trade-off for me, like killing 5 Arambai for 1 mangonel and a couple of crossbows, as it's way easier for me to replenish my numbers and they are way cheaper than his Arambai. He's even forced to defensive siege workshop, got slung by his teammate to get production going still. Still annoying, those villagers. Now, archer range inside, just staying. I think I should have used those crossbows a bit more, try and sneak around here to further deny gold, maybe get to some of the woodlines. But I kind of feared the mangonel combination with the Arambais. Now I think I will trade 1-1. Yeah, really unfortunate. got it with a crossbow, got a decent shot on the Arambai. I will lose my villagers now, because my crossbows are out of position. That's quite unfortunate. Really hoped to get just some knights to raid further out, but decided at this point it's not worth it anymore. I think I will also stop producing too much inside, yeah. Trying to get my eco back on track, yeah. Time to get market to balance out my high wood count. Should seed a lot more farms at this point, to be honest. Also forced the Brits player to invest earlier into army than he wants to, so keeping his... I mean, it's just low amount of crossbows, and he will use them later on anyway, but it's still a bit of a delay for now. And just keeping those Arambai numbers low is so helpful for the overall play, so my teammate's still distrustful against the Arambais. I told him the numbers are super low and he don't have to fear them. They won't ever leave the space. He's still occupied with cleaning the buildings. Should have saved my siege tower. It was a bit sloppy. Could get use out of those 3 crossbows still. But I think the damage is already done. Like I said. Will count, he is on 2 TCs, and he was on 2 TCs way earlier than me. But my will count is still like almost 10 villages ahead, just from sniping those 11-12 vills in the beginning. My eco should be, at least at this point, a bit more decent, I think. He has more farms. But he's investing a lot more gold and wood into Arambais than I ever invested into the couple of crossbows, even mangonelling his own Arambai at this point. So now my transition is just to get halfway decent eco and now add crossbow numbers at home. As my teammate told me, he is on his way to Imperial Age and will now even get a 50c on the gold. That's quite a bit. Too much in my opinion. Should, yeah, now the castle. I think a castle and then the TC would have been enough. The stables are producing, I hope. Not so much. Yeah, he has way too many builds on food. So if you're looking at this video too, with Elephant's play, you should at this point not have more than like 30 villagers on food on wood. Just spam more farms and especially get more on gold. So the elephant numbers can rise more. Okay, he's now going for the Hussar opening first. I think it was more or less a nice decision to get the army numbers, as his gold income was just too low at this point. But if the gold income would have been more constant, a full ally play would have done the same trick. So, as you can see, just doing some defensive castle here to the front, as I feared the Brits may try and get a forward going. But he's just still booming up at home. And now adding his archery ranges outside. Classic on the way imp. Just add your army on this elo level. I'm getting some vision in with my outposts and getting now crossbow numbers rolling. The food eco is decent enough for going imp, as I don't spend any food other than for some villagers one at a time. Gold count a bit too low, so that was a bit sloppy by me. Should have redirected some wood villagers to gold so I can keep up cross production and still get closer to my imp target with the gold count. So now we're up for the attack. Reinforcements in form of light cav and some allies are coming. Production for my teammate going better and better now. Delay for the Burmese player. He's faster up to imp than I am. as his micromanagement with the gold was way better. He had a lot of people on gold and kind of similar farm count. So he got up way faster. But he's just going into pikemen now. The Arambais won't do too much at this point anymore. This transition is still a bit too slow. And with my crossbow numbers and the elephants and cavalry, we're just at this point at a better spot. Decided to clean the production buildings first, so the Brits player has more troubles getting on higher numbers. Now I'm up to it myself thanks to some gold sling from my teammate. Getting the relics in, both of us now. And getting the crossbow army caught off guard was just perfect played by my teammate. And now we're just in a really good rolling position overall. At that point we were quite confident that we can't lose it anymore, because the Burmese player can't contribute too much at this point. All he has going for himself is his infantry, that is quite heavily countered by my fast shooting crossbowmen, soon to be abelisks, and the soon to come in battle elephants. For my teammate, who is now switching fully into the elephants as his army count with the hussar is high enough. Getting the siege rolling to crossbows in position so he can't wall behind anymore. I'm quite curious how the hussar got in. There should be a hole. I think the hussar got in this way somehow and is just still alive at this point. And now the hulks come in, but as I said, they just can't do anything against the crossbows. They just melt to the fast shooting machine gun crossbows of the Ethiopians. Army count for the Brit player pretty low. Couldn't replenish his production buildings fast enough on the back foot. And now he has elephants, hussar in his base, ramps are prepared. All the nice upgrades coming in and shit ton of elephants from a teammate. And as you can see, the Burmese player is barely able to keep the hull production up. So even with the low help from the helps, it's even less because of the really slow production. And it's pretty much GG. I think the call will come soon. Yeah, there it is. So overall, a bit sloppy executed Siege Tower hop versus a bit sloppy executed fast castle Arambai play. So in the end, it's not 100% secure evidence that the strategy will work, especially on higher elo levels. But I think if I played it more like my classic build order, didn't slip up so much, had better production. For the crossbows I had instead of 4, 6, 7 inside and used the pikes better, I would have even denied his cast completely with my sloppy build order. And without a sloppy build order, and if he hadn't slipped up his time because he was way too late for one caster run by up, I think still with his better time, but with a better time for me too, it should be quite similar outcome. With me getting in before he is finishing the castle, at least I will always get some will snipes, so delay the castle, reduce his eco output, keep the crossbows alive and harass his base, so he has to use his Arambais in low numbers to clear my harassment, and can't focus on using the Arambai to attack any player. So either way it works, it's in my opinion always worth to try. Most of the time you will get pretty good success. It's not the first time I used it versus a real player, and it's like the third out of 4 plays it worked. So overall, it's low numbers to say it's scientifically proved, but it's for sure a strategy that can work and is really underappreciated, with the fact that people just don't think much about siege towers. It's more like a meme unit, but in reality, especially on Arena, it can be quite useful in the right situation. So thanks for watching, and I hope it was interesting to see and you learned a bit about the possibilities of the Siege Tower hub. See you next time.